What's up, you wonderful weirdos? Thanks for stopping by. My favorite game series, point blank, full stop, is the Jak and Daxter series. Stealing speeders, platforming, and shooting metalheads. If you don't know Jak, you should. But then, I got thinking even further. This is weird, right? A blonde-haired, long-eared fairy man with an orange sidekick that talks.
Ding ding, third floor.
Little strange, right? So the question I thought of next is what other games, and specifically what other weird games did I own back then? And what a blast from the past this was. This is not an exhaustive list, but really just a sampling of some of the games that helped to shape my childhood. I'll leave it to you to determine if that's a good thing or what I mean by that. With that, I present to you trying weird games from my childhood to see which ones hold up. First, what are some of the weirdest games you've played on the PlayStation 2? Let me know in the comments. Maybe I'll make a part 2. Alrighty, first up we have Vex, another cat-looking fighting platformer. I owned this game back in the day and always thought Vex looked kinda cool. But I don't remember actually playing it. And after hopping back in, I'm not sure if I just never played it, or my brain blocked out my experience because of how bad it is. First off, there are so many loading screens. Which is kind of typical for the time, I guess, but still, oh my goodness. By the way, I am not beating all these games. This is just merely a revisit and not a full review. So we start out on Vex's homeworld, and it's being invaded, and Vex is captured. But being the spunky little guy Vex is, he tries to fight the main baddie way too early. Main baddie doesn't like that, so he kills your grandpa. Then you find some crazy claws that explode.
All a stop.
And you wake up. Got it? Good. So, in this game you need to collect Wraith Hearts, and you can do that in a few ways. You can collect 100 glowing orbs, 6 bottle things, or you can do some platforming and fighting and find them throughout the level. But you know what the best part of this collectathon is? Okay, so once you get a heart in any one of these ways mentioned, you drop it off in this door room, hub world thing. And then every other collection you had going is reset. So, say you got 99 glowing orbs, but then found a Wraith Heart. You would drop off that heart, and then your glowing orb counter goes to 0, and all the orbs went back to where they were, along with the bottle collection. That fact alone made me so mad that I put the game down. That may be a bug of my emulator, but that is a big no from me. Let me know if that's actually a feature or just a bug of my version.
Gauntlet Dark Legacy.
Gauntlet Dark Legacy. This game I had high hopes for replaying. This game used to be really big when I was growing up, and it used to be talked about in the schoolyard in elementary school. I even rented it a few times. Going back 20 years later, oh boy, my standards for games were surely different back then. There's one of those CGI cutscenes in the beginning to explain the story. So an evil mage, Garm, summons a demon he thinks he can control. The demon says, "Yeah right dude," and crushes Garm and sends his soul to the Shadow Realm. Now, the demon's forces have invaded the world, and no one has been able to stop it.
Until now.
Alrighty, so now we create our profile here, and oh my god. I seem to remember that this was a big party game, so we're gonna do our best playing solo. I chose the dwarf to keep it simple with a strength build, and then off into the world. It is a top-down view beat-em-up game. Alright, so the gameplay loop. Kill enemy spawn points, switch levers, blow up barrels, don't blow up some barrels, go up, go down, kill boss, make it to exit portal, sometimes use magic spells if I can figure out the button, and see the spoils at the end of the level. Come back to main area, go to next area, do all previous steps with a different theme. Phew, okay. Normally, the way it is supposed to be played, you can have up to 4 people and can compare scores at the end. It's a bit lonely with just me, but I can see how this would be fun with a group of friends when comparing scores and loot totals and whatnot. This game is fine for what it is, but I'm kinda disappointed it didn't really live up to my memory and nostalgia. Not the game's fault, really. Fur Fighters, Vigo's Revenge. Who is Vigo? Don't know. Why does he want revenge? Also don't know. Who is this ghost character, General Bristol? I think we know the answer. So what do we know about this game? Well, we play as the Fur Fighters. 6 characters that you can change between, and they all have different abilities. Rufus the dog can burrow. Rico the penguin can swim. Juliet the cat can climb walls that have claw marks. Tweak the dragon can glide short distances, kind of like Spyro. Chang can fit into smaller areas than the other fighters. And Bungalow the kangaroo has a higher jump than the rest. So the story. Apparently, in the past, at some point, the Fur Fighters thwarted Vigo's plans for world domination. So then he gasses their hideout and steals their babies. Eerily similar to Spyro 3 Year of the Dragon when the eggs are taken. He keeps the gang alive to deal with it, I guess.
I'm not going to kill you. Where would the pleasure be in that? No. I want you to witness my triumph and suffer as you're forced to stand helplessly by.
And then leaves and scatters the children all over the world, and then proceeds with his plans. We wake up and are greeted by a ghost walrus that runs us through boot camp along with an impala, I think.
My physical condition is too primed for that to be effective.
Then we go to New Quack City to begin our adventure. Okay, so first off, the controls in this game are really bad. For example, you move around with the buttons rather than the left stick. And then the left stick is used to aim. So after changing that, we can actually start, because there is no way I am playing like that. Bottom line, it's a collection game. Find your lost children. Most of the time, they are easy to find. But the kicker is that you need to pick up the children with the matching fighter. So part of the gameplay is finding where the teleporter orb for that specific character is. The game has some funny moments.
Cut the chatter belt in two. Lock X foils in attack position. Sir, for the last time, we're in 5 planes. Excellent. That's what we want them to think.
And the enemy bears make funny noises when you're sneaking up on them. The children also have their own voices and sense of humor, which is fun.
Land helicopter, stupid baby.
I can't see the landing lights.
And you eventually unlock new weapons and enemy types. All around, an okay little shooter collectathon. I do think that it is kind of a weird concept, and some of the animations while the characters talk are just a bit dated.
Can you hear me, my old friend? I've returned as I vowed I would, and soon the world will be mine.
So there you go, some weird and old titles from my youth on the PlayStation 2. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. Have you ever played any of these games, and what are your thoughts on them? Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you want to see more. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time.